Who likes bacon? Just to make this a little interactive, if everybody just stands up for a minute. And so, if you haven't heard of Sita sausage, just sit down. So, a large portion of the room obviously has heard of my company, Sita Sausage. That company I started 5 years ago. We've done nothing for marketing to date. You could also done that. All I've done from day one is just meet people and go out and talk. During that time, I've been able to meet a lot of really inspiring people and learn from everybody I've been able to talk to. When I started the company, originally it was in my garage. I was just making salami as a hobby. I was in the military. I spent 10 years there. I knew a lot about guns, satellites, and submarines. I could talk about that for a lot of hours. I don't think I'm allowed to, though. But during that time, I was making salami in my garage, and I wanted to sell it to restaurants. Actually, was illegally. I know all that for hanging out, but I told them all about that already. And I was using pork from a farm, Hanover Beef Farms. I see Oliver over there. Since then, we've grown a little bit. I bought that property, and I've just been trying to fill it since. One of the big things when you're starting a company producing food is it becomes a business. It's no longer a hobby. When you've turned it into a business, you really have to grow until you get to the point where you can afford a house, your family, your 2 kids, your car. So I always hear small producers say, "Oh, I'm afraid of growth." We have 2 retail stores. We get a lot of people come in and sell us stuff. When they say they're afraid of growth and they're selling to 3 stores, I usually say, just grow until it's no longer a hobby, but it's paying all of your bills. And we're still trying to do that. This is the first year we've made a profit during that period. With all of the foods that we're doing, I just wanted to start the company to do something inspiring for other producers. At the time, there wasn't a lot in the way of artisan salamis, and then a lot of the additives and everything that went into the food was also a challenge. So to date, all of the products we make, we win a lot of awards for. In those products, though, we use antibiotic-free pork from birth. We get it as close as we can. We have a certified humane program, so we're always trying to strive better when we do all of that. After that time, we simply want, first and foremost, to make safe products. So for me, to sell to the consumer, it's very important that we make safe products. We have actually built our own laboratory in the last year to do all of our own microbial testing on site. After that, we want consistency and quality is the most important thing in all the products we make. We can't make something good for the people we make it for if it's not consistent and it's not of the high standard. And after that, that's just what's sort of in-house that we have to achieve. After that, all I want to be known for to all the people that we sell to is just quality and service. If we could achieve a very high standard of quality and service, after that, I think we've done our job. And that's why I think so many people have heard our name, is just simply, if you are starting a food business or you're already in it, just making that connection with all the people you meet, it becomes very challenging. And if you really care about it, you're very self-conscious. It keeps you awake every night, trying to make sure everybody's happy. But those are the biggest keys to Sita sausage we've come up with to date. And that's the most that I can sort of tell you about is just making those connections with all the people that you get to meet. Other than that, we had a 5-minute speech. Am I coming close now? But yeah, I would say though those are the key points. And then working with companies, I know there's a few people already asked me today, how do you get into this? I know the challenges that OMAPR put forward are very important. It's important to make safe, good food, but they're all achievable. And where we want to go in the future with that is by next year at this time, right now, we're working on having a federally inspected plant. So we would be probably, Corey could probably tell me more on this, but we might be the smallest meat production company in the country with a federally inspected plant. But we believe just having that high standard of food safety is as important as making the quality and making it accessible at the end of the day is very important. People like Jolie, who you'll hear speak later, she wants desperately to get local foods, but she's unable to because of a lot of the federal and provincial guidelines. So be able to produce food for somebody like her allows me to make it accessible, and if our company can work as an inspiration to others at the same time, to say you can go from your garage to a successful company in 5 years, and go from that to a federally inspected plant and make it accessible to a wider range of people, you know, shortly after that. That's the most fulfilling thing for me at the end of the day. Thank you very much.